Hey traders, I'm James, one of the content team leaders here at A1 Trading, and as we start today's stream, I wanted to let you know about one of our show's main sponsors, FX2 Funding. With all the craziness going on in the prop firm space, we're excited to share some of the solutions FX2 Funding has put together for their traders. First, FX2 is rolling out DX Trade, which is a web-based trading platform that provides traders a smooth trading experience. It also looks super cool too, but that's not all. By signing up with FX2, you get access to C-Trade. C-Trade is a trading terminal where you can create custom indicators or download ones from the community. Get access to all of this and more by signing up for FX2. So, for traders looking to get funded, you can get 15% off by using promo code A1Trading15. That's A1Trading15. The link and promo code can also be found in the description. Now, onto the show.
Hey traders, how's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. I feel like I'm a broken record because I'm doing this like totally out of sync with my usual time. But it is because we are doing a little bit of a test stream right now, to be completely fair. We are streaming currently. I believe this is the case. The producers are doing all the behind the scenes checking on this, but we are streaming, I believe, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different locations. We're streaming on Twitter. We're streaming on YouTube, 2 different YouTube channels, 2 different Twitters, and 2 different Facebook pages, all at the same time. Wow. We've never done that before. We're back for a little bit. I just wanted to also, there was some things that I was chatting with Frank about offline. We're talking about Palantir earnings. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is coming in hot here in just under an hour. I believe we're going to get Palantir earnings numbers, which are going to be really, really interesting. But yeah, definitely going to watch that one after the bell. That, and then I think also in terms of earnings this week, you also have Disney tomorrow morning. I thought this was interesting. Disney's up like a bunch today, 2.63% before earnings. Again, earnings come out tomorrow morning. Yeah, so that should be interesting. You got the stock market ripping higher here today. Look at the S&P 500 clean breakout here, and this just looks really strong. Now, is it going to go straight back to the highs? That's the question. I tend to not think so. I think that there's still going to be some rocky roads. We also don't have a ton of catalysts this week. I mentioned you have a couple scattered earnings reports, but no massive names. You know, the next big one that you have is NVIDIA's earnings, which is not, I believe, until May 22nd. So May 22nd, yes, that's right. May 22nd, we have earnings for NVIDIA. That's a big potential catalyst one way or the other for the stock market, but really not a huge number of catalysts this week. The calendar is pretty dang quiet in terms of things to be watching for. And yet you have a pop here on the stock market. I am still long gold. I did end up, for those of you guys who are keeping tabs with me, I am long gold, and I trailed or trimmed my stop loss on this trade. So I am in this trade still, but trimmed it just a little tighter. What I did is I just moved my stop loss just below this wick low here that we formed. So popped up, dropped, and then we have recovered since then. What I did is I just took my stop loss, which was way down here, and I just trimmed it a little tighter just below that wick low. So still long gold, just letting that one run. If this does push enough to break through decisively this level here, then that would be awesome. And at that point, we'd look to trail stops further into profit. Also, like I said, we are streaming to a lot of different places. The reason we're doing a afternoon stream here, which is not something we usually do, to be completely honest, it's pretty exhausting to do the amount of content that we do currently. So we don't usually do an afternoon stream, but we're testing some things out because we are streaming, again, like I said, to several different locations at this moment. I believe we're streaming to Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So Chandler and James are playing around with settings, making sure that the stream looks okay. Can you guys let me know, does the stream quality look okay on your end? Just let me know. The reason we did this, we wanted to test to make sure that if we are streaming to so many different locations, that it doesn't like break the stream. You know, we still want to have some decent quality, you know, to all these different locations we're streaming to. Trading contest winner Usi's in the chat. What's up, Usi? And James shouted you out. So what's up? Good to see you, Uzi. Yes, it does. Quality's okay. Okay, good. Caught a sweet grab on the S&P, up 25% on my micro account. My goodness. It is a clean move here today. Wow, what a push. That S&P really broke out. Hard to deny this price action at this point. You know, a lot of bears were holding on to this idea here. To be honest, I'm not bearish on the stock market at all, but I was thinking we would probably get some kind of reaction to here, but just the resiliency of this market as it just breaks clean through that. And if we close like this today, guys, I mean, that just looks strong. It's hard to be, it's hard to just be outright bearish on this chart, to be honest, in my opinion. There are certainly bears out there. There are people who are betting heavily against the stock market, betting heavily against gold too. I'm curious. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to show you. That's our behind the scenes editing chamber. That's the abyss of the content that we edit. Just constant pipeline of video content and clips and social media cuts. It's a perpetual, endless cycle there. The almighty push on the NASDAQ. Yeah, that is so true. It just does not want to quit. Passed my 50K challenge with the buy on gold. Hey, very nice. Congrats. That's awesome. I'm gonna give you a sound effect. Hold on. I'm finding my, here it is. Nice. Congrats. Be cautious, Nick. Any ceasefire agreement is done for gold. Yeah, but here's the thing. You could say that at any given time, at any point ever with gold. You could say, for example, that at any given time, geopolitics can cause you to see huge spikes one way or the other in gold. That's the tricky thing about gold is, you know, at any moment, gold can whip back and forth on geopolitics. So if you're taking that argument, you might as well never trade it. You know what I mean? Like that's the tricky part. But I do think that generally speaking, if you put geopolitics to the side, I still like the story for gold. You see yields dropping here recently. That's you know, not a bad story for gold. Here's the 10-year yield dropping. You know, jobs data came in light, PMI data came in light, both services and manufacturing. Not a terrible outlook in my view for gold. So that being said, stock market also loves those same characteristics, and that's why I think you're getting the follow-through move today. So what are you guys watching? I'm curious also. Like I said, we're testing something out. We are testing out our ability here to stream to up to 6 different locations with our streaming software. I mentioned a couple stocks that I thought were interesting. Another one is Apple. Look at this. So Apple, if you remember, I pointed out that if I own the shares, I don't own the shares. I would have loved to have owned the shares when it popped, you know, a bunch on a single day. But I mentioned on this day that to me, I was frustrated with the idea that Apple really, you know, doesn't seem to have a ton of innovation in relation to its peers recently. They're still investing in innovation. I don't want to take anything away from Apple. They're a killer company. But I mentioned that I probably would have sold this pop if I was a shareholder. I'm not. I'm not saying short. I'm just saying if I own shares and they just offered a buyback and a dividend increase, but they don't really have any, like, you know, iPhone sales growth, or they don't have any, you know, clear path to innovation, I just struggle with Apple and being a holder. Now, that being said, if you're somebody who's watching Apple, I'll give you something else to think about, and why I just outright would not short Apple, and why I would like to be a buyer if it really drops. The reason is because I think that they have their big event, their big, you know, where they usually share their big conference, their big innovation idea coming up soon. And a lot of people are, you know, wondering, they're doubtful that Apple has any innovation. I'm kind of one of those doubters. I'm like, where is it? You know, where's the next big play when compared to your peers, you know, Microsoft and Amazon and Google and Meta, you know, where's the big clear AI winner for Apple? And one thing that I think is interesting is that you have this idea that perhaps Apple could launch a new iPhone. And you might say, oh, come on, not this again. They've launched like 37 of them. And at this point, I don't even know which iPhone I have. They're all the same to me. Like, I can't even tell you any features that have changed. So the lack of innovation is one thing, but perhaps Apple may do their little game again where they say, okay, we're dropping a new iPhone that can do all these AI things, perhaps like a Siri 2 or something crazy awesome. And what they do is they do not make it backwards compatible, or they limit the backwards compatibility of this new iPhone. This is just speculation. I've heard other people talking about this. This is not my idea. I've heard people saying that perhaps Apple will do. Remember when they did that with the charging ports, guys? Remember when they made it so that basically they just said, oh, the new iPhone's got to have the new charger, and everyone had to go buy a new charger, and they have that authority because they own the whole, Apple universe. So perhaps we've seen it from Apple in the past. That's a winning strategy. As much as people don't like it, it's a winning strategy for the company. So if you're watching Apple, I'm curious to see if their next play will be, hey, here's this new iPhone that has some sort of AI capabilities, new chips, but maybe more exciting would be like a new Siri or something that you can interface with the whole Apple universe through this new iPhone, but you can't do it with the old iPhones. That would force an upgrade cycle, which could be really bullish for Apple. So I'm painting the picture in which case I think that Apple could be really bullish. But again, have not seen a lot of that. And to the Bulls' credit would say they're going to do something to force an upgrade cycle. And number two, they also would argue that Apple may not be the first to move on AI, but they're going to have some strong game plan. So, to me, it's like, do I short Apple? No, I don't want to short one of the greatest companies on earth. But do I buy it? I don't know. I'm hesitant and skeptical because they've just not shown anything that's super exciting. And again, iPhone sales have slowed. So it's my synopsis on Apple and why I'm not a shareholder. But anyways, just wanted to just share my thoughts on that, as it is trading down on a day in which the rest of the stock market is up, right? It's down 1.10%. The stock market's up 0.62%. So kind of interesting on the stock front. Anyways, yeah. Gold sucks today. What's going on with gold? I like gold. I'm long gold myself. Again, cooling economic data is good for the story for gold bulls. If you're obviously, it's not a good day if you're short on gold, but Edgefinder's got a nice bullish reading here for us. +7 overall. COT data looks pretty good. Retail is short on it. Seasonality favors the bull side. Trend is a little bit mixed, not super favorable, but at the same time, economic data across the board for the US seems to be starting to show some cooling. And that cooling could lead to rate cuts, and rate cuts are great for gold because it weakens the dollar. Random live. Yes. Kind of a random live. We're trying something out, like I said, on our streaming platforms here. Something out, like I said, on, and yes, we're just testing. I want to make sure everything is running smooth before tomorrow. Like I said, we're streaming up to 6 different places on Twitter, Facebook, Apple. Sorry, I'm still thinking about my Apple conversation there. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're all over the place. Anyways, guys, it's going to be a brief stream. Before we end, I do want to just let you know, if you want to get access to the Edgefinder for a trial, you could try it for 30 days. We're going to drop the link here in the chat. If you're watching on Twitter, you can actually read the pinned comment below this post, and that's where you can find it. And you can DM me on Twitter if you'd like, and very cool to have that capability now. So again, we're streaming all over the place. So make sure, try out the Edgefinder. There it is. Click this link, fill out that application, you get 30 days access to the tool. With that said, thank you guys very much for tuning in. That's going to be everything. We're just a quick testing stream, and I wanted to update you guys on some stocks and things that I'm watching. So have a great rest of your day. See you guys next time.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to share free value to you, our audience. through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more, lest ye walk the plank. Join our crew as we head out to go long on gold. See you next time.